right, everyone, welcome back into another props video. Going to be starting out here talking about some discounts that are available on PrizePicks currently, which is very nice for us to get today. So we got Walter Clayton Jr. over his points. Obviously, we're going to be targeting, and we also have Juju Watkins as well for over her points of 20.5. As always, we want to be attacking those. So going to be good spots to go in and use. So we're going to start with PrizePicks here, guys. We're going to talk about those bets. And so if you want to be using these discounts with those bets, you can go ahead and do that. We are getting some pretty good spots here today as well. Today actually feels like a better day overall in terms of bets that I want to be targeting. It's a little bit smaller in terms of the amount of bets that we are getting, though. But like the bets that we are getting, I like a little bit more than yesterday. I feel like they're a little bit more direct than yesterday. So hopefully it's going to be a good day today. Got some people coming in here. Appreciate you guys all. Let's go ahead and jump on into that PrizePicks board. So we are going to stick with college basketball for the most part. I'll flash the top prop bets right now currently, and then we'll jump on into the rest of the slate. So yes, these are just the top prop bets currently. So if you're not trying to bet on college basketball, which I'm going to assume most people are, it's going to be laughing at Gare's comment. All in all, it should be a good day. It really should be. It's Flex Friday today. We're getting some discounts. Underdog has some discounts. Betr has some discounts. It's gonna be a good day, I think. Feeling pretty good about today. But yes, we have some soccer prop bets here. One for over shots on target, obviously a pretty good prop bet there. And Alex Sarr for under his fantasy score. Those are the two best prop bets other than college basketball prop bets. So yes, we're going to jump on into college basketball right now instead. So let's look at it, guys. And I do want to start out actually with some of these prop line differences, because that's where we're probably getting some of the bigger spots. Now, yesterday, some of the prop line differences that were popping up in terms of really good bets, the opposite happened. Ryan Chalkbrenner chalked. Someone as expected. It's so annoying. That player is so annoying. It's like 0 for 7 on the year in terms of hitting his good bet, which very annoying there. But obviously, we're still going to attack the best sides of bets that we can possible on the day and on the slate. So looking at it right now, guys, this bet actually right here is a better bet on Underdog for the over 29.5.2 fantasy score. That's a big prop line difference that we are seeing here. But we have, this is such an interesting line here, guys. Cooper Flag. Okay, so his points and assists, this line has not moved at all, and it should. It's super weird. So the average sportsbook line is at 22.0. Okay, the projection data has him at about 20. Okay, so just looking at this, the PrizePicks line is definitely too high on him, right? Definitely too high. We can see that clearly. The question becomes, do we also want to run the over on Underdog? And I think so. Like, this is crazy that we're getting a points and assist line off by 2. That never happens. Okay, and that's the beauty of college basketball, is sometimes they're just a little bit slower. This is why, again, Underdog has been coming out with their fantasy score lines a little bit later. I mean, you can see all the rest of the bets that we're getting here, guys, where they're all a little bit different. Most of them are fantasy score lines. We're getting Cooper Flag as well, though, for his points and rebounds. Not a big of an edge, though, as his points and assists. And we're getting another one here, Jordan Ross, for under his points of 7.5. That's another good PrizePicks bet that we want to be targeting. So plenty of other bets that you can be targeting that are not fantasy score related as well. Just fascinating. I'll show you guys Underdog in a second. So many more like that. But let's flip this around. You're going to notice we're getting some pretty decent edges here. So Jacoby Gillespie here is definitely one where I think it's a good middle. I'm attacking it more as an Underdog bet, but the fact that it's off by 3, again, this is something that shouldn't be happening. So I'm perfectly fine to be attacking the middle that we have here. Chalkbrenner. Sorry, I'm getting to Larry's comment. Yeah, Chalkbrenner, man. It's a perfect nickname. And he's grade him 1, so we get to use that nickname one more time, and it's going to chalk for us one more time. He's annoying. He's super annoying, and it's just crazy though. Every single time he's been off by a lot, like this one for Gillespie. It's been off by like 3 for Chalkbrenner every single time compared to Underdog and PrizePicks. So it does make sense to naturally middle with those. If he could just hit on the correct side, the side that he's projected it on, that would be great. It's insane. I've never had a run like that with the player ever. It's insane. Hunter Dickinson was like that for a little bit, but he kind of balanced himself out throughout the season. But yes, getting back into this, I think this is a great middle. Want to be attacking the under a little bit more in Underdog, but decent spot there for sure with PrizePicks here. Let's see here. We are getting some other spots as well. Obviously, Grant Foster is a bet that we've been on throughout the week already. It's very nice to see the Underdog line come in though at 26.5, which is much more close to the average sports line and the projection data. So it's nice to see that we are at least on the correct side. Now, whether or not he shows up, that's the big question there. But at least we're on the correct side. I mean, this edge has actually went up since some more data is coming in on it. So very good spot for us. This is a bet that I'm using with those discounts already. So want to begin to that one. And then let's see here. Colds is going to be another one here. We're on underdog. We're betting the under, guys. Very decent edge there. Same thing with Jacob here. Curtis Jones, I don't need to get there. Jefferson, I don't need to get there. But worth calling those out. Another slight prop line difference where it's only a 52.5% edge here, but I'm kind of okay taking that, knowing that we're getting the better side of it and betting the over for this one as well for LeBron. So many names, guys. So many names. But yeah, like just too many good edges. Another one here, we'll sort by edge so you guys can see it as well. We have this one that's been on the board for a decent amount. But again, it's very nice for us to get that confirmation that the PrizePicks line is definitely the one that's a little bit too low. We look at the underdog line here for Connor Way, and we're going to notice, up by 1, which is not the biggest difference, but that can be the difference between a prop bet cashing or not cashing. So I think we're fine getting to that. Sean, this was a bet that was available on underdog for most of the day, has been taken off. We can still get this bet on PrizePicks. The projection data does not like the over. That's kind of annoyance there, but still a good bet for us there. Still a good side for that bet for us to be on. So I'm happy to get there as well. Go to underdog. I mean, I've been discussing underdog as well. I'll get into that in just a second here. But I want to finish up PrizePicks just because there's those discounts, and then we'll get into underdog in just a second here. Literally very close. But yeah, we're getting some of these big prop line differences here, and it doesn't really make sense. And this has been the theme of today, and that's really where we're getting our biggest edges. And so what you're going to notice is that PrizePicks is a little bit too high on Cooper Flag, where you could begin to Proctor for over his fantasy score. So like if that happens, I do think Proctor is going to be much more likely to get his over fantasy score. And so that's another bet that's popping up as a good bet there. So by all means, we could attack that. Nate Johnson for over his fantasy score is another good one. And now we're starting to get a little bit too low. But that's what I mean, guys. Like today's slate, we're not getting as many great bets. We're getting plenty still. But I think they're a little bit more direct with the edges that we are currently getting. So now we'll go ahead and jump on into underdog. Let me zoom out slightly here. All right. So yes, let's get into underdog here. So this is an interesting spot here. So we already are betting Connor Way for over his fantasy score on PrizePicks. We see that that's the edge there. But on underdog, we're going to notice that his points and rebounds line is a little bit too high. We already see that PrizePicks has bumped this down as well. And so that pretty much tells us the edge that we are getting there on underdog here. And that probably tells us why PrizePicks might be a little bit too low, because they're already naturally adjusting his lines a little bit too low is what we're seeing here. Stevie Mitchell as well for his points, rebounds, and assists. PrizePicks has already bumped this down because it should be bumped down. Okay. This one has a 55, almost 56% edge likelihood for the under to hit at 18.5. So those are already two bets that I got. I already mentioned this one here as well. This one's going to be going live shortly, but I already got his over here on underdog. We want to get our action more on underdog here. And this could be a 3-slip bet for you guys right off the bat there, because very clear defined edges. Like these are ones where if they miss, it's kind of like, oh, well, we put our best foot forward. Like we know that if we do this in the long term, we're going to be successful here. So very good stuff here. We got Milios for over 3.5 assists. I believe this one got bumped to like a 0.9x payout. I still think we'd be fine getting to this one as well. But if it gets any lower than that, I might say don't do that. Let's continue on here. We're getting some other spots here as well. Like obviously with Grant Foster here, we don't want to be doing the over on underdog just because we're already getting our exposure to that on PrizePicks. There's no need to get to that more so on underdog here. You should just be doing the over on PrizePicks. So we got Brandon Smith here as well for over his assist. Another good bet that's really popping. And so today is seemingly a better day for underdog. It just is. Yesterday, we're getting plenty of good PrizePicks prop bets, not as many good underdog prop bets. And it could just be the fact that I'm doing this video 2 hours later. I mentioned this a bunch already in passing. The part part of putting out content later on in the day is that we typically are getting better boards throughout the day. Although it hurts the views on the channel, it is going to help you guys out, the ones that are actually kind of dedicated to the channel, if you will, dedicated to making good bets. It's going to help you guys out in the long term. And so it's a weird balancing act. I mentioned that a bunch, but we are getting plenty of better prop bets today on Underdog, just simply because it's later on in the day and the board is full. And we got Aaron with an awesome comment as well. Appreciate you guys as well. Definitely do. Good stuff there. Appreciate you. Let's jump into some more here. Again, the theme here today on Underdog is prop line differences. Underdog not adjusting their lines down. And it's probably just because people are not going to be able to get proper exposure to these bets. You know, if this were a regular day in college basketball where there's not this many games going on, where they don't have as many prop bets available, I'm sure all these bets would already be bumped down. But because it's a high volume day and because people are not getting a lot of bets on these bets because they're not able to see it, they're probably not using something like the 9 to 5 cheat sheet. They're just blindly betting. They're probably not getting as much exposure. PrizePicks is bumping them down and up. So very interesting there. And actually, this is a slightly better bet on PrizePicks. Interesting there. Really fascinating there. Let's see here. Other ones. This one here as well. I mean, we got Jace Richardson for under his points, rebounds. Very good spot there. I actually think a lot of people are betting on him for his over. I think he was someone that was popping up on the popular tab for PrizePicks for his over points or something like that. Yeah. Yeah. So interesting there. Yeah. That doesn't actually make any sense, guys. Let's pull that up. So, yeah. So people are betting on his over 16.5 points, right? Which is fine. But then let me switch to this. Wouldn't we just want to bet on his points and rebounds if it's bumped down? Like, that's an interesting spot, right? It certainly is. And so we know why people are getting there. They're just looking at the game log there and just simply betting on the over. Weird stuff there. Here's a good one there here on Underdog, guys. So I mentioned this one in passing already with PrizePicks, but yeah, clearly a good edge here. And these are ones where it's like, again, if they don't hit, it is what it is. It kind of sucks that it didn't hit that day. We know we're making the correct decisions that are going to be profitable in the long term. Clear edge here, right? We see the average sportsbook line at 24.2, projection data a little bit higher, okay, but still the highest, round up to 27. PrizePicks line at 25.5. Like, clear edge here for Coles for his under fantasy score. These are bets that I'd love to attack. These are bets that, yeah, in the long term typically work out for us. So I'm happy to get there as well. And then let's see. Another one with points, guys. It's just insane today. And this is where I sort of wish I wasn't doing a live stream. I sort of wish I was just placing these bets myself instead of spending the time doing the live stream, because we are getting so many edges here. So Williams for over his points here at 10.5. Sportsbook has it at 11.5. PrizePicks line has it at 11.5. A clear edge here as well. So very good stuff there. We can keep going here. We already know we're getting to counterway, guys, on PrizePicks. That's the clear edge. Again, just like Grant, we don't need to force this bet in here on Underdog just to place. We're getting plenty of other good Underdog bets. We don't need to get there as well. So we'll stick with those guys, getting our exposure to those guys on PrizePicks. Another one, JT Toppin for over his rebounds here of 7.5. So just plenty of good spots, guys. Plenty of good spots. Another one here, yeah, Jacob for under his fantasy score. Not 54% likelihood to hit, but again, looking at all the other data points we have coming in, we're seemingly in a good spot there as well. So, I mean, I don't really have to make this a long live stream. I just want to go live before some of the games started and give you guys those top prop bets, because it was such a good slate that we were getting. And I just want to make sure that, get all of you guys putting your best foot forward. I know it's a Friday at noon for a lot of people, so not a lot of people are able to tune in. Unfortunate for them. But hopefully you guys that are watching this are able to get in here and get these edges. Very good stuff here. Let's take a quick peek here at betr as well, just to see. We are getting 3 projected edges here. James Harden, McNeely, and then SGA as discounts. The one I went with here, let me sort by his name. Sean. Wait, no, I think they took this one down. I think they took it down. No. Yeah. It was a 6 point. I went with his over, the one that was popping up the most. So let's find a bet for you guys for that. And what we can do is we can use the PrizePicks board because typically they have those bets available. So like RJ Davis, you could do for under his points and assists here. But let's take a peek here. Do they have Jordan Ross? Let's see where they have his points at, or if they even have it. Okay. So this is another good spot. So if you guys are doing better bets, I know a lot of people don't do them, and it is what it is. I get it. You don't want to keep putting more money into more sports books. I get it, but daily discounts on better guys. You know, it's their payouts in some, or their payouts take a little bit longer if you guys are looking to cash out on their site. And I understand that can be a constraint to some people. The reason why I like them originally was because of their PGA bets. They're better for the payouts when you do 5 slip bets on PGA and 6 slip bets on PGA. Their payouts are a little bit better there. But when we're getting those daily discounts, that's kind of what has kept me there as well, because obviously PGA goes Thursday through Sunday, whereas daily discounts obviously keep you coming back. It's not exactly Taco Tuesday every single day, but we're getting 10% off, 8% off a discount. We'll take that. And while we're looking at golf, let's just take a peek. Are we getting any big prop line differences? I keep this off on a separate tab just because, Jacob Bridgman, here we go. Good edge. Just because we're not always pulling in sportsbook data for this. Typically, we're not. That's kind of the concern. So I didn't want it to be misleading for people. So I put the PGA prop bets in a separate tab because it's not always a 1-for-1 swap. But yeah, Jacob Bridgman, guys, strokes here. 71.5 on PrizePicks, underdog at 70. So chances are, I mean, this is awesome because chances are his line should just be at 71. That's what the day is telling us here. So perfect middle here as well. Okay, so dang, it's such a good day today. There's so many good prop bets. I'm literally going to end this live stream and place 40 more bets, a ton of bets. So I'm doing lots of little bets today, just trying to get proper exposure. And I just want to see Bridgman here. It's at 70.5. Just as an FYI, the course is playing a little bit easy. I know people don't follow golf too much, and I know this is a college basketball video, but it's worth mentioning. Course is playing a little bit easier here. So when I'm looking at this, in the PMT time, it's supposed to play a little bit easier as well. All these guys actually like for their unders a little bit more here. So under strokes is what I would want to do here for Bridgman. And it's definitely worth calling out because it doesn't seem like it, guys, but a 1 stroke difference is just huge. Like, shouldn't be happening. And then, yeah, just to recap, guys, the clear edges that we're getting here today for PrizePicks, again, with those discounts that we have, we'll flash those again. We want to be pairing these two up. It didn't work out yesterday. That was unfortunate. The 2 best prop bets that we have in comparison to Underdog specifically did not hit. Other than that, kind of it wasn't an elite day. It wasn't what we had like for the conference tournament. It's a so-so day though. Like we're basically they hit at their expected rates. Chalkbrenner, he was the only one that missed. I mentioned the Louisville crane stack that we had. It went 4 for 5. And Chalkbrenner did us in. It was never had a player does more tilting than Chalkbrenner. Never. And some people are coming in watching this like, is he referring to Chalkbrenner that don't have the experience of betting on him? Yeah, it's annoying. Anyways, yeah, these two are going to be 2 good bets to pair with those discounts that we are getting, guys. So I feel pretty comfortable getting to those. And then Ross, if you guys want to bet on his under points here, you can do that. You could also bet on his over points. And obviously, we just hope that he gets to 7 points, right? Same thing with the strokes prop bet that I just mentioned. And then just real quickly, Cooper Flag as well. Worth calling out. And I don't mind the idea of stacking that with Proctor here as well. Because if he's not getting his over 23.5 points and assists, which again, compared to Underdog, too high. And compared to the projection or average sportsbook line, too high. And so with Proctor, I do think that correlates pretty well. I think that's a spot that we want to be getting to there as well, pairing those 2 together. But yeah, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Kind of a quick and easy one. Wanted to give this video to you guys. And if someone's coming in and watching this video after the fact, they're still going to be able to come in, get all the top prop bets and be able to get out. I don't like to have a lot of fluff with the videos. I like to be straightforward, give you guys the best advice, and get out. So appreciate you guys being here. Good luck with all your bets. Leave a like on this video before you guys leave, whether you're watching on X or YouTube. Do appreciate that. Good luck with all your bets today. Let's have a good Flex Friday as well. Obviously, you guys are going to have to decide which Flex Friday slips you want to go with. There's just too many good bets. I think it's a day though where you can run out a 5-slip bet. For underdog, we are getting enough good prop bets on the top end. And I already mentioned kind of the underdog 3-slip bet you guys can be running out. They have a bunch of promos going on as well. We'll flash that real quick. If you guys want to get a different bet in, you can, but like this is what you could do for a 3-slip bet if you guys are trying to use that underdog promo that's available as well. Okay, so now that's going to do it, guys. Appreciate you being here. Give a like and subscribe to the channel. If you guys want access to the tools, they're updating throughout the day. Plenty of good prop bets popping in and out throughout the day. Head over to 95sports.com. Get access to all those tools for $10 a month. All right, appreciate you guys being here. Good luck. And as always, let's keep cashing.